I've bought and sold thousands of watches, and this is the one watch that is staying in my collection forever. This is arguably the most complete vintage Steve McQueen Rolex that you'll ever see in your life. And there's a big backstory of how I was able to acquire the watch. That whole backstory is what really drew me to wanting to keep this. Watch the whole thing if you want to hear more about the whole backstory of how I acquired the piece. But for that, we're looking at a 1981 Rolex reference 1655, nicknamed the Steve McQueen. When I say the most complete ever, let me show you what I mean. Of course, we have our box papers, all that good stuff, if I'm saying it's the most complete ever. But what I've never seen before, this thing right here, we're looking at a plastic bag that you walk out of a store with. You know, you go to Macy's, you get a little plastic handbag that you walk out of the store with, and the bag reads Lippman Jewelers. And then when we look at the papers, it was bought from Lippman Jewelers, and we also have the original receipt. Something about the plastic bag was the kicker for me. I was like, who keeps the original plastic bag? And I didn't put it in this binder. The original owner is the one who stored all of this in the original binder. All of the hang tags and even the sticker on the side of the box match the watch. So I bought it from the original owner, so I know that it's all original to it, but this just verifies that fact. He was just one of those people that keeps everything super neat in one place, stored perfectly like a relic. This is the kind of thing that I could see going into a museum. But something about these vintage boxes, they didn't produce this version of the box for very long, so everything perfectly aged. The customer bought this in December 15th, 1981, and who I bought it from, I took his ID when I bought the watch. It matches the papers on the receipt, so I did indeed get it from the original owner. And he had messaged me like 6 months before I ever get the watch. He's showing it to me through email saying, hey, I want to sell this watch, and I see it and I'm like, that looks pretty spectacular. So I message him, hey, I'm very interested. Why don't you bring it in? We'll see if we can make a deal. He brings the watch, we come up with a price, he agrees to it. I say, great, now can I see the box and papers? He said, oh, I left that at home. Keep in mind, this gentleman was 91 years old. It took him 3 months to get in our door in the first place. He finally came. I was so excited to see the watch. It was just as stunning as I expected. Then he hit me with the kicker at the end. After we handshake on a price, I left the box and papers at home. So I said, can I pay you half now and half when you bring the box and papers back? And he said, no, I want to do it all at once. I'm sorry, I'll be back another time. And I had to watch him take the watch with him, walk out those doors. I followed up every week for another 3 months. I just thought, you know, dead deal. He's not coming back. I was so excited about it, and I hadn't seen him since. So just sitting in the back office one day, the doorbell rings, I look up, and I immediately recognize the gentleman. I light up. I was like, oh my God, he's back. So I run over, let him in, and then he presents me with everything that we just looked at, and we made the deal, and I bought it, and it was like this cat and mouse chase for 6 months. I finally got it. I felt like I wanted it so bad, and when he finally gave it to me, I was like, this is something special. I can't give it away.
Did you cry?
I'm crying, just retelling the story, but no, I didn't cry. I mean, I don't know, if you catch me crying about watches, just unfollow me. The watch looks stunning. The story of how I got it is fascinating. The whole complete set is incredible. I've never seen, I'm just gonna go back to it, the plastic handbag. A 40-plus-year-old aged plastic handbag that came out of the mall store. You can shoot me an offer in the messages, but I'm not gonna take it.